Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to have a full on day here today, working on the GS. Don't know what we're going to get done, but we're here anyway, and we're just going to crack on. So I think when we're doing a project like this, I think preparation's key. When you start taking stuff off a bike, you really need somewhere to keep it. And because our storage facility here was in quite such a mess that we're going to spend maybe half an hour to an hour trying to sort it out and have a wee storage space up the back. And I have found just here, I've got this tub, but if you can see the mess inside it, I've sprayed some fairy liquid in there. I'm boiling the kettle in the van. We're going to give that a wee wash out, and that will give us another sort of storage box for this project. Yeah, it is. It's got a split in it. Okay.
So everything.
Yeah, no,
one down the line.
Yeah, that hose is like hard plastic now.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is just two lugs on the front here on this tailpiece, eh? There must be someone holding it at the back. Right guys, so what my dad's doing here is just turning the engine over by hand, and all that ensures is that the engine's not seized up, because we would have hated to do a load of work to this and then find out that the engine's actually goosed. But it's turning over nice and free, and we did ride it here, so I think it's time to commence. So as you know guys, we're giving it a wee bit of a tidy up back here. So we've dedicated a little corner. We've cleaned out a tub for putting parts in. Obviously there's the bodywork sitting already. Old man's just removed that. So that's the new shocks ready for the back. And what we're doing next, we'll probably get the bike up here on this lift. And then we'll decide what our next port of call will be. Easier said than done. How do I do that? Yeah.
We on?
Yeah, we're on.
Right, I can take that one now and I'll go back off, I would hope.
Yeah. So, this is the first time we've actually used this lift. It's just basically been a storage point for this bike for a few years.
Okay.
So the idea is that we've reversed it on so that we can start dropping the front end.
I would chop the back wheel and stick some under there.
Yeah, of course. Do you think we should maybe put a strap around the axle?
Yeah, that would work.
So fairly easy to use these things guys. It's just this little pedal here that you just put on and you just bump it up with your feet there, and to release it you've got another foot release there. But the bike's so much more easily accessible now on that lift, and it should make working on it a lot easier. The only thing we're going to struggle with is light. Fortunately, we have got the light connected to the van at the moment, but we also do have the option of a generator if the batteries in the van start to deplete, which kind of happens in the winter due to there not being enough sun for the solar. So the first thing I'm going to do here guys is get this caliper off. I think we've got the front discs off, we'll get the calipers off, and then we've got one of the tubs that we've just cleaned out. We're just going to put brake stuff in there just now. I believe we've got a new rear caliper on its way, because this one looks beyond serviceable repair. So yeah, split pin. All these wee things, that's obviously damaged. So it's meant to have one end coming out. And then when you put it in the hole, you curl both ends round. Obviously split pins and things, you don't actually count them into your overall cost of the build. But it's stuff that you need to have tubs of like little bits and pieces at the ready for when you need them. So I just need to get this bolt here now and the banjo bolt released, and then I can lift that caliper out of the way.
The bike is still sitting there. Might be shite that brushes off it.
I mean, ideally this needs a full strip down and powder coat frame, the whole lot.
Yeah, the frame's not great, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, it depends if we're just going to do it as a user or do it as a show and shine.
I don't know we're going to use it, no. Let's be honest.
I say we do a tidy, get it through an MOT and like take it out for a spin.
You just want to take it for a spin.
I do want to take it for a spin. And there we have it, guys. You can see what I mean by, I mean it is serviceable, we'll be able to clean it up, but he's ordered one that's already reconditioned, save us a bit of time. Allegedly he says, and you know what it's like when you buy these things online, you sometimes get them and think I'd have done better myself, but there we have it. There is quite a bit of rust there on the bleed nipple, and in the past we have had issues where we've tried to get them out and we've damaged the snap easy, and then you can't get them out, and it's always such a headache. But yeah, we'll just put this in the tub for now and keep it as a spare part. I'd like to get this whole bar off so that I can sort of get this ground down and sanded away, and I think I'll use a Smoothite like black aerosol on this, just try and restore it. It's just surface rust, so it should clean up quite easily. And the way I approach these things is just try and do one thing at a time. I'm getting carried away with this because I've got the side casings off, I've been polishing them periodically. There is quite a lot of corrosion to the side casings of the engine, so it's not quite coming up as shiny as I would have expected very easily. When I did hangers and things from the XG900, they just came to a shine within an hour or so. That doesn't seem to be the case with this bike, but that's maybe just a result of it sitting about for so long. The corrosion just gets that little bit deeper. Right, so the other end of this bar, as much as we've got the light on the situation, it's casting a hell of a lot of shadows. So as you can see, that is completely in the dark there. So there is a split pin. Again, it's kind of rusted away. It's quite hard to show up even on camera, but to the naked eye, I'm just looking into blackness. It's kind of lighting up a wee bit on camera there until I put my hand in the way, of course. That's weird. But yeah, I'll get that split pin out and it should just turn out easily anyway. So I think that whole thing is actually turning here, guys. So right, so that's that bar off, guys. You can see it in better detail, just how it actually looks. It's no too bad. Like, it is kind of just surface. So that's on my to-do list, to get that all tidied up. And I think I'll take that back to my house and kind of just sit in my back garden, and I think a wee bit of grinder on that. I've got the Clark grinder as well as the polishing bench tool, so I'll give this a wee grind down and then maybe get some etching primer just as an undercoat before we paint this black. So I get that it's incredibly premature to be changing the shocks on the back of here, guys, but I honestly can't help myself. I just want to get these other shocks on just to see what they look like. So they may have to be removed again, I understand that, but I just want to get these off, put the other ones on, have a wee look at them, just check that the eye rubbers all fit up and that they line up right as well. That's my excuse anyway, I just want to see what they look like, to be honest. So seeing these side by side, guys, this is the old shock and this is the new shock. So lengthwise, yeah, they're absolutely perfect. The eyelets, so we found some eyelets that were with these when they came new. We'll have to match them up, pop them on, see what they look like. The top one actually looks perfect. We'll just have to match one into the bottom here for this one. So here, guys, we're just fitting the rubber to the shock. And we're just using a G-clamp here just to use as a press, just to press it in. And just like that, it's ready to be mounted to the bike. That's age and experience just come into play again, guys. Witnessed here on YouTube. So we've just mounted the shocky on there at the other side as well. And they do look absolutely amazing. But what we've discovered is, if you actually look at that, and the hagging that we've just taken off was exactly the same. There isn't anything really holding that shocky on. So if you look, the washers that were there are actually smaller in diameter than the mounting point of the shock. So we're going to have to look into that, maybe get a larger washer of some sort to kind of make sure that when you put the nut on, there is something physically holding that shock in place. But like I say, that was the way that it came to us, and we hadn't noticed until we swapped these shocks round. So something definitely we're going to have to address.
That's fine.
Right, guys, so a wee update to what we've got done. We've dropped the old forks. Obviously the front wheel had to come off. We've cable tied just so they're not hanging on the hoses. We've got the calipers for the front there just cable tied up out of the way. As you know, we've done the rear shocks. They may have to come off again while we're doing the frame and stuff. Just like I said earlier, I just wanted to see them on. We were going to put the other forks in that we've got, but there's still a lot of tidying up to do. We're going to tidy up the front yokes and stuff. As you can see, they're needing a bit of attention. You can get in really easily now to the exhaust, front of the engine. So there's quite a lot of work to do before I go putting forks back on this. The exhaust will be getting dropped next, and then we'll start pretty much wire brushing that engine and get it prepped up, bit of sandpaper ready for paint. And that's pretty much it, guys. I think we're just going to call it for today. So yeah, I've got a couple of bits on my way to do at the house. Still polishing up the side casings that we did on a previous video. It is taking a wee bit of time. The fact that I'm doing it outdoors in my back garden, it's kind of weather permitting as well. The rain keeps coming on, and obviously using a bench grinder, you don't want to be sitting in the pouring rain. So that's kind of holding me up. We've got this here, which is a little brace bit that sits under the headlight, and it is looking a wee bit spotty with rust, but I'm hoping that I can get these rusty spots out today. So I'm going to go and use the Brasso on this part, try and get that all ready, get it all cleaned up. The tin wear's the least of my worries. I'm really going to have to concentrate on the engine casings again. So yeah, hopefully get that done. The gasket set's ordered up so we can put all the engine back together. So it's pretty much just prepping it now, drop the exhaust, get the engine painted, and then take it from there. But for now, we're going to call it a day. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now. Right, so I'm back home, as you can see. I'm away to start doing this little brace here. So I'm just using the old method of this sort of fine wire wheel. And I've got a tin of the AutoSol stuff this time. So we'll just put a wee bit of the fluid on there. And hopefully that'll rub these rusty spots clean off. There is a couple of big bits, but I'm hoping that it cleans up enough to just reuse this part. I think this will be one of the bits that you can struggle to get a hold of if you needed to replace it. It seems to be coming up not too bad though, so I'll scrape some of the heavier rust off and then we'll just give it a little bit of a polish, and I think this bit will be good to go. Once that's done, I'll crack on and do this big piece. It's not too bad, it just needs a bit of a polish. But yeah, I seem to be spending a hell of a lot of my free time in the back garden polishing various parts. I have no idea what that is. I think somebody's working on the telephone line over there, if you can hear all the knocking. Right, so that's that bit polished up, guys. It looks not too bad. There is a couple of little spots on there, but it's certainly better than it was. So I'm happy with that.